Welcome back to another one, guys. For this one we're going to be talking about wire leaders for lures. But before you say you know this and leave, don't leave just yet. This one's a bit different. What I'm going to do is I've got quite a few different types of wires here, and as you know in tackle shops, you can walk into shops and there's single strand and multi-strand, soft and hard, and there's all sorts of things. And a lot of people aren't really sure on what wires to use on what lures, so that's what we're going to do today, guys. We're going to talk about what wires to work on what lures and for what species. And there's really no set rules to this. All I'm going to do is explain to you the wires and the lures and stuff I use for what species, okay? Just give you a bit of a head start sort of thing. So we all know there's single strand wire. Most people run single strand wire, especially on hard bodies for mackerel. It's just a common thing. It's quick and it's easy, okay? But there's also multi-strand, like 7-strand, little thin one and 27 pound, up to a couple hundred or even bigger. But usually around a 150 to 200, and a 49 strand is a nice soft wire we use for wahoo fishing. So what we're going to do is just going to show you a few things and get into it. So we'll start off with, if we're going out chasing, say, some little mackerels, schoolies, spotties, doggies, whatever, just some little mackerel, toothy little mackerel, and we'll just cast around a few slugs, like you got the resin slugs like these, or you got your metal slugs, and you're casting these around. It is a good idea to have a little short bite trace on there, it really is. I don't always run wire with mackerel because sometimes they're really flighty and I'd rather catch a couple for a feed, and if I lose a couple of lures in between, so be it. But if they're on fire and you're catching quite a few and having a bit of fun and losing a few lures, just a short wire trace is very handy. But what I do different with this one, guys, I don't go buy the pre-made long ones with the big chunky swivels and stuff. They're crap. They're absolute crap. All I do is I buy a nuttable wire, or just it's a 7-strand. Some of this is 7-strand, some of this is 49-strand, but just as soft. You can see here. I don't even know what brand this is. This is AFW. Oh, this is from America. I don't know if you can still get this in Australia. It's a plastic coated soft wire. Okay, so that's one. That's like a 20-pound wire. But the one you can still get here is this good old Pioneer. This is a 27-pound. Once again, 7-strand, quite soft, and it's plastic coated, which I don't mind. So this is the one I mainly use. And when we're using this stuff, oh, sorry about the noise. With slugs like this, I don't worry about taking out crimps and stuff from the boat. That's all a nice big muck around. So what we're going to do is just cut it off with a pair of pliers so it wasn't hard. Just a short bit like so, it's about 1 foot long. It will be shorter once you tie the knots. And on the lure, what I'm going to do is just tie a loop knot. So I'm going to start off with a granny knot just in the wire, go through this. It's just a loop knot, guys. Just tie a basic loop knot. And it works really well. Go around through there, twist around the top a couple of times. My tag's a bit small for me to work with, but we'll get in there. Back through the centre there, just a loop knot. Okay, pull up tight. So I've just got a little loop knot there, guys. That's it. It's quick and rough, but there's just a loop knot on there. Okay, so that's held on just with a basic loop knot, and that's a 27-pound wire, multi-strand wire. And that won't undo or break. You cast away all day with that. But here's where I get a bit different. On the other end, a lot of guys will crimp a loop or something on there. Okay, I don't worry about any of that. Most of the time you're out chasing mackerel, we've got like a 20 or 30-pound leader. So I've got a 20-pound leader here. See, just mono. What's that? Oh, it's Nitlon. Yep. Should have known by the colours. And on the other end here, with the wire, I'm just going to double it over. And what we're going to do is just tie an Albright knot. Just an Albright knot around the wire. Okay, one. I haven't left myself much tag ends anywhere, so I'm not really having a good crack at this. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a rough Albright, but you guys get the drift. Just an Albright. Slide it down. push her up, lock her off. And you can see there, it's just an Albright. Now that's your leader going to your rod. So look at that, we just tied a wire trace on. A little casting slug ready to go chasing mackerel. And if you're in a hurry, that's a quick, easy way to do things. So a loop knot one end for the lure. There's the Albright on the other side. You're locked on. Go casting. Else, quick and simple. So that's one thing I do quite a lot, and that works an absolute treat. Okay. If you want to crimp them at home, like use the same sort of wire, this type 27-30 pound wire. You can buy little crimps, you can crimp it and you put a little swivel on one end, a little snap on the other end, or just crimp it straight to the lure with a swivel on the other end. If you want to do them at home and make it look all nice and pretty, yada yada yada. But when you're in a hurry out in the boat, all you need is a pair of cutting pliers or even scissors. A good pair of scissors will cut through this wire. It's only for small mackerel, and just tie it up like a loop knot, Albright, a short bit on, that's just a bite trace, nice and short, go casting, have a ball, have fun. Doesn't have to look pretty, just has to work. Okay. The next one, we'll start off with basics, and I'll do, so that's one of the basic ones, just for casting your slugs. The next one is, we'll just go single strand. It's just a single strand wire, that's a very heavy one, I'll explain that in a minute. But generally when I'm running lures chasing, say, Spanish mackerel, when I'm out looking for mackerel, Spanish mackerel, I am running 44 pounds. There we go, so I've got 44 pound there in Superflex. Okay, and that does usually works an absolute treat, that's all I need. And with the 44 pound, all we're doing is just tying a haywire twist. Most of you guys know how to tie a haywire twist. If not, there's plenty of them online. I think I've even done an old video a long time ago. But you just do a haywire twist straight to your, usually it's got a split ring or a ring on the front. And that's it. Once again guys, just a short bit. You only want a bite trace. You don't want a big long 2 metre or 6 foot or 3 foot leader. You don't need it. It's only for the teeth. It's only short. And the less wire you got in the water, the better. So just a short bite trace. Okay. And on the other end of that one, there's 2 ways you can do it. Like I got one prepared here earlier. Haywire twist, you know, to put a loop on the end like so. Okay. Or you can put a loop on the end with a swivel. So if you put a swivel on there, you can tie your leader straight to it. Don't tie line straight to this, because if you hook a really big fish and you're on a long fight, that'll probably wear through and break. So when you do your haywire twist and your little loop at the end, you either have a swivel on there which you can tie to, or if your rods are all rigged up with leaders at home and you've got snap swivels on your leaders, okay, then you can just do a loop with nothing on it and just put it straight on your snap, like so. Okay, and this other end here obviously has got your lures on there. So that's the 2 different ways you can do the end. Now either have just a normal swivel you can tie to, or just a snap and you just crimp it straight onto your loop. Another end's got a haywire twist as well to your lure. Okay. Big lure, small lure, doesn't matter, same. Straight to your split rings. And once again, if I'm chasing mackerel, I'm using a single strand, and I usually use 44 pound. I don't have mackerel bite through that usually. If I'm out chasing wahoo with hard bodies, look something like this, I won't be running a 44 pound because those bloody things bite through a lot. So if I'm chasing who and I'm using a single strand on a hard body, I'll jump up to like 195, quite thick, quite heavy, just so the buggers can't bite through it, because I'll bite through a lot. So that's this one here. Once again, haywire twist, only a short trace, okay, and then just crimp a good snap on the end of that one. That's the way I usually go. It's quick and easy, and that way you can change lures quickly. You don't have to worry about tying knots. So, yep. So we'll jump up to 195 if I'm out chasing wahoo. Okay. And the last one we'll talk about is 49 strand, the multi-strand. The only time I run 49 strand, 2 reasons, because it's quite expensive to buy, and you don't want to run on everything and get it all kinked up. So it doesn't. You don't really need on this. Like I said, you need single strand works fine on hard bodies. But when you're trawling high speed skirts, I don't like single strand. I don't know if some guys do or don't. I've never seen anyone use it. I wouldn't use it. So when I'm trawling skirts high speed, looking for, well, wahoo mainly, we run a 49 strand. And once again, this is quite heavy. This 49 strand I think is like 100 pound, 120 or 150 or something. It's quite heavy. I've never had a wahoo bite through this stuff. But you can see how soft it is. It's so soft. It doesn't kink. It's great. It's fantastic. It gives you all your skirt all the freedom in the world, all the action. It's just nice soft lines like mono. It's not that single strand stiff. And I've never had a wahoo bite this stuff off. Okay. And to rig it up, it's quite simple, as you can see here. I've just got a nice J hook, a proper crimp, so the crimp that suits the line, suits the wire. And then all I've got is just a couple of beads, so it sits just inside the head. So the hook's just up inside the skirt here. Right. Very simple, quick, easy way to rig. And once again, a short wire. That's probably a bit longer than I usually run. I don't know why it's that long. I'd probably run it about yay. Just short. It's only a bi trace. Okay. Once again, just a loop on the end. Clip, yeah, snap straight to it. It's very quick and easy. But there is one thing here I've noticed I haven't done. I'm not sure why. It is old. I've rigged this up a long time ago. But you can see I've just got a single loop. Most of the time when I'm running like 49 strand or multi-strand wire, I'll actually do a Flemish eye. Okay, maybe you guys know what that is or not. A Flemish eye in my multi-strand. So basically, I'm just going to show you quickly here. All the Flemish eye is you just go around, make a loop. It's like a granny knot. You go back through the loop, like that. See, granny knot. Go through again. And then what you can do is just slide that, roll that down, and it just gives you, and then you got your crimp on here, put your crimp there, crimp so where my fingers are, and you got a nice C circle there. Gives you lure and stuff and your hooks all the freedom in the world. Another thing this does too, if for some reason your crimp pulls, and it should never pull, but if it does start to slip, all this knot will do is lock down on itself. It just pulls tight and lock down on itself. So you shouldn't really lose the fish. So usually you have a Flemish eye. I usually have one on this end, and I definitely have one and then the hook end. Usually, I don't know why I haven't got on that one. Must have been in a hurry for some reason. Even though that only takes a couple of seconds to actually tie. But yeah, do a Flemish eye when you use a multi-strand wire. Okay, so I think that pretty much explains it. So when I'm chasing toothy critters, wahoo, I got me skirts, I got me 49 strand wire, usually around a 150 pound. If I'm chasing like Spanish mackerel with hard bodies, I usually run around a 44 pound single strand with a haywire twist. That is fine. If I'm using the hard bodies for wahoo and a single strand wire, I'll jump up, that's 195, because the buggers will bite through 40 quite easily. So, and just make them short. All the wire traces, just make them short. They're a bite trace. Less wire in the water, the better. Okay, so just bite short. And if you're going down to like your casting slugs and stuff, like I said, this is 27 pound, 30 pound. Buy a soft, it's a 7 strand one, soft 7 strand. You can get this when it's really stiff as well, but look around for the soft one. And then just tie your slugs on, quick and easy. All bright on one end, mono to wire, and on the other end just a quick loop knot. That one won't do, doesn't break. That's a good start. It doesn't usually break when you tie a proper knot. I just, as you saw, I've done a dodgy one. But that does work. And I'm going to tie a proper one now. Yeah, I'll cut that off. There you go. Give myself a bit of... yeah, give myself a couple of seconds. We'll tie a proper one just to show you guys. There we go. Gave myself a bit bigger tags, tied the knot, done a few more wraps. slide it down because it takes a little bit to slide down over the wire. Then you can see, lock it off. There we go. See, an Albright knot. You can see, hopefully you can see that one. That one's a lot more. It's longer and better and tighter. You can see that one undo now. See? So Albright knot to the wire does work well. Just ignore that bit because that was a dodgy knot. Okay, so a very thin, nice multi-strand, tie your lures on, go casting. Anyway, yep, that's it once again. Guys, if you like what I'm doing here, the videos, if you find it helpful, please give me a like and a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It does help the channel out a lot, much appreciated. And I'll see you again next week for some more tips. Thanks for watching, guys.